I got a call from a company in Salinas, California, who wanted to know if I was the guy who designed and built the Centaur machines that made up that earlier experience. And I said, yes. He said, well, a lady acquired a warehouse full of the leftovers from that enterprise. Would I be interested in coming down and putting those machines together so that they could then market them? I said, well, I might have a different idea for you. And I went out to Salinas and had a long conversation with Mr. Abrams, who was the head of Thor Electronics. And I said, you know, it's not really a swift idea. That stuff has been sitting around for a decade or more. You really don't want to do that. It's on technology that's way out of date. What you really want to do is start from scratch and use integrated circuits. That would be the place to do it. He says, fine, let's do it. So he set me up in an operation. Since I couldn't do it in California, he sent me off to his plant in Tucson, Arizona. So I relocated to Tucson and took on the responsibility of designing and building a slot machine for him. And we got it just about finished. It was up and working while he had gone off and contacted the Gaming Commission to get us licensed for the corporation and for all the individual principals in our new enterprise. And a couple of things happened real fast. First of all, it had taken me about 9 months to build this machine. And it was a 5-coin machine that could be built in 3 or 4 wheel configuration. It was all internal electronics and played like a mechanical machine. Okay. And along with the documentation that came in from the Nevada State Gaming Control Board was a little pamphlet that I had never seen before on the requirements for gaming machines. And I went through this pamphlet and I was horrified. The requirement was that you could not build an electronic machine that did not have a microprocessor base, which in my view was the worst thing they could possibly do. And there's a reason for this. It's a short story, but it's one that your people will want to know about. All the gaming machines on the street today are microprocessor based. So from each of these little boxes, you have 2 wires going off to each reel. You got 2 wires go off to the handle, 2 wires go off to the hopper. And that's it. Okay? When I was building machines, the electronic machines I built were in discrete components. I turned the schematics over to the Gaming Commission, and they could trace down everything that I was doing in that machine. If you were building a mechanical machine, they could open the back of the machine, take a look and see exactly what was going on. Are there any bugs on the wheels, etc., etc.? Are there any gaps in the machine? They needed to know that, and they wanted to be able to see them. In a microprocessor, you've got a magic box. Nobody knows what's going on in that box. It's all in a program. And if you read out the program, what do you get? You get a long string of 1s and O's, and what does that tell you? Not a damn thing. Okay. With the machines on the street right now, this is the way it works. A guy in casual dress walks into a casino. And he walks around the casino. Back in the day, this is back in the coin days, when they first started with this. So he buys a roll of quarters, he's playing the machines and loses the quarters, buys another roll, maybe he loses 2 or 3 rolls, he buys another roll, and he sits down at the Megabucks machine. And he's playing the machine for about 20 minutes. And it's a 5-reel machine. And all of a sudden the bells go off and the signs light up and the horns blow and the flags are waving, and the guy's got 5 sevens on the pay line. $10 million. Okay? So out comes the casino manager, out comes the slot manager. They've called the gaming commission. They come out with a duplicate prom for that machine. And they open the machine, they pull the prom out of the machine, and plug it into a comparator. It's the same program, no problem. Pay them. What happened? Something happened. And what happened was this. After 15 minutes of playing, the guy started his program. It's a 5-coin machine. So he puts 3 coins in the machine. On the next bet, he puts 1 coin in the machine. And then 2 and 2 and 3 and 3 and 5 and 2 and 3 and 3 and 5. And the machine is now saying, oh, now I'm supposed to hit the 5 sevens. That little subroutine was in the program that nobody would ever know was there. And the guy who is playing the machine happens to be the uncle of the guy that wrote the program. This is what the microprocessor has bought for the modern Nevada situation. They lose billions a year to this kind of scam. And the manufacturers of these machines don't want this happening either, so they get 5 guys to write the program this time instead of just 1 guy. And all that does is mean you got to split up the pot among 5 people, all right? The point is, you don't know what's going on in that machine. They're dealing the game in the back room and come out and say, you lose.